What's going on, guys? Today we are inside of Affinity Publisher V2, and in this tutorial I want to talk about the table tool and why it's one of my favorite tools to use inside of Affinity Publisher. So if we make our way over to the left hand side toolbar menu and we select our table tool being in orange right there, the way that this would work is if we make our way back over to our canvas and we start dragging this out, as we make our way over to the right, you can see that we have one column, and the further that we go to the right hand side, the more columns this is going to create, as you can see. And if we drag our mouse down, that is going to start adding more rows inside of our columns, and we can start removing those rows if we start dragging back up with our mouse, and we can start removing those columns as well if we go over to the left hand side. So I'm going to drag it out to be a rough size I'm happy with, something like that will be perfectly fine. Then once we've created our table, you can see that we have all of these individual cells inside of our table. At the moment, I've got too many of these for a quick demonstration, so I'll go ahead and remove some of those. And the way that we would do that is to head down towards the bottom of our rows, and we'll go ahead and select this option right here with these two arrows. And I'll just start pulling them up to around 10. And I'll do the same with the columns. We don't really need that many, so I'll go ahead and just shrink that a little bit. And I'll go and grab this node right here so I can make that a little bit bigger. And now we'll talk about the table tool and what we can do inside of here. So the reason I generally love using this is because you can get really creative, such as if I show you what I've done in my gym planner just up here. I've been able to color code all of the individual sections of my table, as well as set these to be a certain width and height. And some cells and columns are bigger than others. I've also got the option right here to create these straight lines inside of here, which are dotted, if you wanted to go ahead and create yourself a notepad, for instance. So the way we'll go ahead and put something together like that is if we go and select our table by double clicking inside of there. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how to remove some of these borders that you may not want, such as these ones right here in the middle. So we'll go ahead and we're going to select all of these by highlighting the entire table. Then over to the left hand side inside of our table menu, we have a section down here that says border. If you guys aren't seeing this table menu right here, then what you need to do is go up to your window menu and just go down to where it says table, and then just make sure that you check that to have access to this also. So inside of our border section, you can see we have all of these illustrations which show you what part of the border is going to affect on our table. And the one that we want to remove at the moment is going to be this vertical inside, or the inside vertical. So we'll go ahead and select that. Then inside of this menu right here, where we can change the width of our lines, as you can see like that, what we want to do is remove that by clicking on the X right there. And then once we go ahead and deselect that, you can now see that they have gone in the middle. And I'll zoom in so we can see this a little bit better. And what else you may want to do is create that same kind of notepad effect that I did over in my table on my gym planner. So if you want to go ahead and do that, we'll select our table once again, highlight all of our individual cells. This time we're going to go back over to our border, and we're going to choose this one right here, which is inside horizontal. Then back into our menu once again, we're going to change from a straight line to the dotted. And then we can go ahead and come out of that. And then when we zoom in a little bit more, you guys can now see we have the dotted line. So I'll go ahead and zoom back out a little bit. So I'll go and undo this and get back to where we started just for a moment, and we'll talk about how we can do different things. So what else you may also want to do is make some columns bigger than others. So if we double click in our table, the way that we can do this is either by hovering between our numbers, maybe the 1 or 2 or the 3 and 4, till you get these arrows appear, and you can go ahead and start dragging that down. Then that is going to make our row 1 bigger than the rest of these rows. And we can do the same thing inside of our columns. We can just drag in between these to make them bigger or smaller. We can also combine all of these cells together to make them just one. So if we choose number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and if you want to make all of that just one cell, all you got to do is right click and just choose that merge cells. And now that becomes one large one, and we have all of these individual smaller ones. And you can do this across the entire table. So you can see just how easy that is. So once again, I'll just quickly undo that, and we'll talk about how we can color code these. So if you want to give these all different colors, so we'll go ahead and we'll select maybe A and get all of those ones inside of that column. All we've got to do is go back over to the left hand side, and we have the option here that says fill. It's just a case of choosing any color that we would like to use inside of here, maybe that blue. Then we'll go ahead and select the second row right there, and you can give that a different color as well, and maybe purple or pink. What else we can also do is we can go ahead and change the color of the borders and make them bigger or smaller. So if we go back over to the left hand side, and this time around inside of our borders, we are going to choose the inside. That then is going to select all of these that are going across in both directions. Then we can go and change the color of our border to maybe be white. Then that is going to blend in with the background in just a moment. And we'll make that a little bit thicker, maybe somewhere around 2 points. And then what I want to do as well is remove the outside border just so it kind of blends into the white. And the way we'll do that is by selecting the outside border right there. And we'll go ahead and we'll just turn that one off just like we did before. Then once we go ahead and deselect that, you can see this is what we are left with. And we can always come back in here at any point and make things bigger or smaller just by changing any of these sizes of the different columns and rows. And what else we can also do is we can manually set all of these sizes. So if we select this entire row right here, we can come down to here where it says cell, and with the width, you can adjust that with the arrows up or down, or you can put in your own number in here just to make sure that all your rows are going to remain perfect across your entire design. And another thing that we can do is we can select multiple cells at the same time to give this maybe a pattern. So if we go ahead and we select this cell 1 first of all, hold down Command or Control on your keyboard while you select additional cells. And you can select as many as you like, create any kind of pattern you would like. And then we can go back up to the fill and we can just give these a completely different color just like that. And you generally have control over every single border inside of here. So we could generally select this top row right here, and we can change the border just at the bottom of this one. So if we go back over to our stroke and fill, we just got to find that bottom border, which is going to be this one right here for that specific row. So once we do that, we change our color from white back to black. Or alternatively, we can actually select the rest of these cells and we can turn off these borders altogether. So if we go ahead and we select all of those and we just go and turn that off. So another thing you can do with this is just make sure that your text is always perfect and aligned with each other. So I drag that out once again. And I'm going to make these columns a bit smaller, and I'll drag that across just to make those bigger. And I'll just resize this by dragging down on this node right there and just make that a little bit bigger. So if we go ahead and we write in some text in here, what we can do with this is we have access to change all of our fonts as you'd expect. You can go for something a little bit different, maybe the impact right there, give that a different size. But what we can also do right now is come down to where we have our alignment options, and we can go ahead and we can put that in the center of the box that we've got right there. And then just at the top here, we can center align that as well. And I'm going to make a copy of this text and I'm going to paste it inside the rest of these cells. So you can see at the moment that this one is perfectly set how we did it before, but the rest of them aren't. But what we can do is actually select all of these at the same time. Go ahead and just change that alignment once again so it all matches up to be the same as the first one. And now what we can do is we go ahead and make sure that we highlight the entire table once again. I'm going to turn off these borders right here just underneath the text. So we'll go ahead and we'll find that one and I'll turn that border off. And then with the ones that we have coming down here in the center, I want to go ahead and make them a little bit thicker. So we'll go and select that one and we'll adjust that to be a bigger size, maybe somewhere around 4 points would be perfectly fine. And then for the rest of the border, we'll go ahead and we'll turn that off. Then with that deselected, you can see this is what we are left with. And this is really just a way of setting up columns on maybe a website or a leaflet where you may have some additional information for one product over here. And then you've got the one in the middle and they're separated by these lines right there. And we can always come back in and we can change those lines to be a little bit thinner if you don't like that. Maybe put that down to just 2 points or 1.5. As you can see, and then we can go ahead and we can adjust the size of this if you want to make it smaller and get the text to be closer to each other, as well as come in here and change the size of the font or the font itself. And of course, we can always go back in here and add additional borders, maybe one at the bottom there. We'll put that 1.5 as well. So that top section could be your product titles and the rest of it could be information regarding that product. And just like before, we can come in here and we can color code it if you wanted to, just to make that stand out a little bit different. Go ahead and just deselect that. So that's what we've got. And of course, we've always got that flexible editing option where we can go ahead and we can just change these sizes to make them look a little bit better. If you want to go ahead and make that header a little bit smaller, go ahead and change that font just on that section maybe and leave the rest of it the way it was. and maybe even change the color of the text to be white on that section, just like that. And then we can come in here, we can color code all of these individually if you want to. So I'll go ahead and I'll give that a green, for instance. So that really is a quick introduction how this actually works. But one thing that I do want to mention before I end the video is if you have got some columns that are smaller or bigger than the others and you want them to be exactly the same size, then what you need to do is just highlight all of those. So you select the entire table, right click on your mouse, and you want to evenly distribute the columns, and then that will keep that at the exact same size for each one of the columns. Alternatively, you can do the same thing as well. If you have rows, we can go ahead and we can select those, right click on your mouse, and then evenly distribute the rows, and then that'll be exactly the same as well. So there is my demonstration on the table tool inside of Affinity Publisher and why I like to use it, as you can get some really creative effects. And what I've done with this table right here is I'll put a drop shadow in the background just to make that look that little bit better. And there are a couple more options that we have over here on the left hand side, where we have the insets on the frame as well as down here in the cell. So if I just go ahead and I just align my text over to the left for a moment, then what the inset is for is just to move that away from the edge of the border. So if I go ahead and start adjusting that now, you can see how that works. And that comes in handy when you have some text that you want aligned over to the left or the right hand side. And we also have the same kind of thing up here with the frame, where you can go ahead and inset that as well on the left or right, top or bottom. I typically don't mess around with that, but you can do if you want to. We can also add a stroke around our frame if you want to. Just make that bigger or smaller with the width, as you can see. So I definitely urge you guys just to have a little play around with this and see the kind of effects that you can get and just how creative you can get with your tables. So that is it for today's video. I hope you liked it and I hope you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one.